Hey guys, reading time. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy beginning of the week. Alrighty. Main message for this collective, my YouTube collective. There is something someone said to your person about you, about this collective, which is making your person reflect on pretty intensely, is what I'm hearing. So it's like there's something stuck in their mind about what has been said about you. It could have happened like up in the past couple of weeks or even like past couple of days, but I'm feeling like there's this intensity with something that someone said about you to this person that is making this person reflect on. So I usually don't do this. I usually get your guys' energy first to make sure that this is your collective, but for some reason I'm being called to get this person's energy first. And then I think I kind of want to do a present, past, future, but we'll see how it goes because I feel like I want to let it flow. So maybe this person is really trying to, make everything flow. Alrighty, so person on this collective's minds, person who is connected to this collective, what is their current focus? Current focus of this person currently. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. So the first two ones that come up are heartbroken and not dealing. So this person could be really heartbroken currently, or they're going through a little bit of sadness. This is about a breakup as well. But feeling lost, grieving, mourning, deeply hurt over the separation. There's something they're not wanting to deal with right now. It's avoiding a conversation, a call, or a person, maybe wanting to set certain boundaries as well. But there's something that they're putting up a boundary. I feel there's something that they're not wanting to deal with right now. But the snake, so this is about competition, enemy, clever, the other man, the other woman having to look over their shoulder. Maybe they're going through a lot of mask removals right now. It's coming to my mind. The runner. I feel like they see you as running for some reason, but running from a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. But butterfly, relationship, this like all of this negative energy, but still there's evolution being, they're wanting evolution with this. Wanting to evolve from this. But also this is about healing the inner child. So even though this is the relationship evolving to the next phase, this is also about healing inner child, which makes sense with this fear of this intimacy, or also that avoidance and having to put up those boundaries. There's certain things that maybe, they're starting to build that character because maybe they're starting to really heal. I want to hold on. Kind of want to see what's going on around their energy, like what's currently happening in their energy. Why they're heartbroken and what they're not wanting to deal with. Because I feel like this snake isn't you guys, it's someone else. So this person could be an earth sign, this whoever heartbroken, or even your person could be an earth sign. But Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What is the snake energy? Whoa. But no, something that hasn't been the right time. But also no, not wanting to deal with, clearly. No more second chances, I'm hearing. No more chances, actually. But fire sign. So this person could be a fire sign. This third party could be a fire sign. Because I was hearing that snake as someone else. Not even this collective. Nor this person that was tied to you guys. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But we do have Mercury retrograde and giving it more time. So clearly whatever has been held in universally with having to do with divine timing has been under review for a while. This connection has been clearly under review for a while. Or even this person has been under review having to do with certain decisions, having to do with certain life choices that they've made. They could have been or feel like they have been under review for a very long time. And nothing that they've wanted has come into fruition is what I'm hearing. But there's a reason why I was saying something that whatever this person said or whatever a person said to your person is making them reflect on, something with you guys. And it's kind of taking me to this runner. Maybe they're reflecting on why they ran, but still they want this evolution with this relationship. Maybe they're starting to understand that there's certain things that they're needing to heal out before revolving this relationship. We do have confession on the bottom. But yeah, I'm going to put this Mercury retrograde onto this earth sign. This could also signify, you know, whatever has been in review that hasn't come into fruition in the 3D aspect. You know, earth is the 3D, is that pentacle path. I feel like something is about to ground here, having to do with issues in communication is what I'm hearing. But whatever has not been the right time, give it time. Everything will happen in divine timing is what the universe, I feel, is trying to say to this person. Let's get fire sign. Intuition. And this is also days. So there's something that maybe this person is trying to really, this person maybe thinks that there's in a couple of days, there's something about to happen in their life. But I want to confirm this earth sign because I'm feeling this earth sign could be that snake energy. Confirm this earth sign. I'm seeing that someone else card. Air sign. So it could be actually like, well, this is also trapped in the mind over that communication, over that grounding. It could be that this person could be very trapped in the mind, or it could be that there's that love triangle that I'm seeing is an earth, air, fire pair. Like, you know what I mean? One of you could be that fire sign, one of you could be that air sign, and one of you could be that earth sign. But I want one more. But confession, again, there's clearly something having to do with grounding, something of communication, and move on. This is about someone is unavailable, emotionally unavailable. Maybe they feel like you're emotionally unavailable right now. But this is what's going on in their energy currently. Let's get a couple more, and then let's keep on with the first deck. But patience, everything in divine timing, but good things come to those who wait. So clearly this person is getting a lot of lessons having to do with patience as well, which in your own right, this collective, you should be getting as well, I'm hearing. And pets, there could have been certain memories with pets, but also maybe their pets or your pets could be acting differently right now, or you're about to get a new pet. But I feel like maybe just whenever this pets comes out, and I feel like there's this, heaviness, I feel like it has to do with, maybe their pets are giving them a little bit more love because they're going through a stress. I'm literally seeing my surrender stress from my surrender cards. Could be going through a stressful or anxious time right now, this person. So maybe their pets are really trying to, give them love and actually, But yeah, let's get last one and then end cycles. But fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. Really, for some reason, and spy, they could be really heavily on your energy right now. And you would know this. Okay. So this is currently what's going on in their energy. Let us confirm what their focus is currently, and then we'll break it down. And then I want to get, let's just go with everything first instead of, again, this person could be really, not strategizing, but trying to think of the next step with you or in their life as well. There's a reason why, I'm needing to not project, but to kind of detail what I want to do. So maybe this person is trying to be disciplined with what they want to do and with their mind. And also it's coming to my mind. And also it could be that, they're really trying to be true to their voice. So whatever they say they're going to do, they try to do it. Be disciplined in that sense. All right. Heartbroken. What is this person deeply sad about? About their soul connection, about you guys. Whatever had a soul contract with, agreement. Why am I hearing you could have spoken about that? Maybe that you guys had a certain agreement. But they're heartbroken over the separation with who they think is their soulmate. You guys, I feel. Not today. Love call. So whatever the expression of love they're wanting to give you, clearly avoiding conversation, calling, or person, they're still not ready for. I feel like maybe they could be a little bit overwhelmed in their emotions having to do with this, and that's why they're not wanting to deal with it. There's a certain boundary that they're wanting to take. Also, it could be that maybe they're not wanting to be impulsive with this, which is good. But this is about someone expressing love, thinking, but I feel like they're protecting themselves a little bit right now. I feel like they're in a very overwhelmed energy. There's a reason why I said before they're trying to be disciplined with certain things. Clearly, it's for a reason. Snake. What is this snake? That's where seduction comes out. Whoa. Karmic. Stop it. What did I say? I saw that. So they're trying to focus on their oneness through this malicious energy. But there's that, again, confirmation. That snake is that karmic energy who they feel has stabbed them in the back. This is about fleeting triggers, also resentment, lessons, you know, seeing through the lesson and trying to focus on that unconditional love. There's a reason why I said before, they are reflecting on something that someone said about you. So maybe even this karmic connection could have said something about you. It's coming to my mind, but letting go and loving you. But heartbroken separation. Clearly this person was in a relationship. Whenever I see that karmic relationship under those snakes, I usually feel intuitively that it's an external person that was kind of like in that, you know, that's why I said that seduction, that sabotaging the connection, your guys' connection mostly. But again, I always say this, everything happens for a reason. If there are external forces that are in place for in the separation, there's a reason for it. There's something that, you know, or you guys need to learn, or this person needs to learn, having to do maybe with boundaries, having to do maybe with, you know, not always saying yes to everyone. If they're a guilt-ridden person, you know, or if there's someone who doesn't know how to say no to people, and clearly this is a lesson for them and that they're needing to learn. But I feel like they are, and confirmation with the heartbroken. They're stabbed in the back. Shocking attack is right here in deception. There's something that happened with this snake energy who they thought was their uncle. But yeah, I feel like they felt like they were under attack with this, even though they thought that maybe there was an unconditional love with this person. Maybe they were in love with this person, not trying to trigger anybody here. But, you know, love is love. It doesn't matter if it's karmic or if it's soulmate. Love is love when you're in that bubble, you know. But I do feel that maybe there is, and also why am I seeing like maybe they're reflecting on how this person stabbed them in the back and the choice that they made by being with this person instead of being with you guys, and how they had unconditional love with you guys. Again, I feel like that's what they're reflecting on as well, because I just put that unconditional love over everything. Just came to my mind. But clock, they're needing time to heal. Cycles as well, you know, they could be going over the cycle as well. If this is a repeated cycle in their life, you know, certain things are happening again that maybe 2 years ago happened. Maybe, you know, that's actually also helping them reflect on, okay, there's certain decisions I'm needing to make that to need to change this again. All right, let's get this runner. The outdated thinking. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Not wanting to run anymore. So there's certain events that they're replaying in their mind, I feel, again, having to do with reflection is what I'm feeling, but something over in their head. And there's that seduction. That third-party interference sign. Let's get one more for cassette because I'm seeing ascending. Unconditional love. It's not ascending, but still unconditional love. I love that. This is about giving and receiving affection, no longer wanting to run. Very nice. The butterfly. There's a reason why the last one is relationship evolving to the next phase. Healing inner child growth. Wow, oh, that was healing heart wanting to come out. Hold on. Butterfly. Whoa. But the butterfly, self-indulgence. So them wanting this relationship to evolve. Wow, this person could be very tongue-tied. This relationship to evolve to the next phase, but also that healing, that inner child is what I was really sticking out to me. Self-indulgence, self-appreciation, self-love, oneness. Very nice. Taking the time to heal, shadow work. Hold on. Let's get some shadow cards. I want to get their shadow. Currently, this person's shadow. Person on this collective's mind's shadow. What is being illuminated? What is being released? A lack of awareness. Oh, but insight and opportunity. Beautiful. Shadow blossom. Very nice. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Let me get the other one. Sacred boundaries. Beautiful. And finding their wholeness. Everything I say is for a reason. All right, so we had from lack of awareness, which is about missed chances and unseen risks. Again, reflection. Seek facts and stay open-minded. So insight and opportunity. Maybe they're trying to keep a positive mindset right now. Finding wholeness. This is acceptance and inner peace. Beautiful. So again, it really ties into that butterfly and that self-indulgence energy. So even though they're really going through a lot of negative energy here or dense energy, they're still trying to focus on that positivity and trying to evolve from it, which is nice. Sacred boundaries. So this is about finding wholeness is about bring together fragments that complete you. You know, it's kind of like that integration of that shadow and that light self. Sacred boundaries. Respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. Again, confirmation to what I said before. This person could be someone who was very, you know, quick to say yes to people because they were afraid that, you know, it would be mean to say no, even though they didn't want to. So they would put other people's needs above their own. You know, even though maybe this collective, you guys were, it's coming to my mind for a reason. Maybe you guys are like, oh, they didn't put more effort towards me. It's different energy. It's different. Like the behavior with divines is totally different with than with karmics. You know, karmics are there to, even though divines are there to trigger so that we can learn through the triggers, karmics also have to do with, you know, boundaries and setting a limit and knowing when you need to walk away from a certain energy that doesn't serve you, something that is very repetitive. You know what I mean? And more so for divine masculines, it's a lot of repetitive energy happens in the 3D, where for the feminine, it's more internally, the repetitive emotional baggage. But we have sacred boundaries, assertiveness and self-care, confirmation with that butterfly and that self-indulgence, and shadow blooming. You need both sunlight and darkness to fully bloom. Resilience and nourishing. This is very nice. I feel like this person finally said enough. I need to make my own choices. I am no longer wanting to have my life dictated for myself. So maybe this person was very overbearing. The person who was tied to your person, you know, this karmic energy, they were someone who was very, and you guys got earth sign. Earth signs can usually be very, you know, kind of like demanding. Fire signs as well, but I feel like fire signs, it's more when there's an ignition. But earth signs are more, since they're the grounded energies, they're the ones, you know, I feel like they can be a little bit stubborn. I have a Taurus sister. So sometimes, you know, I could feel like some things I feel that I say to her, she could be a little bit stubborn in her mind with certain things. But yeah, I feel like something very big happened or pivotal happened in this person's life having to do with this karmic energy that is finally making them break free from the shackles, and also mentally, you know, of wanting to really evolve themselves. Let's get one last one, what their main focus is. But camera, perception, wanting to learn from the past and wanting to make new memories. Sign, they're wanting to learn from the past, they're wanting to learn, and I put that in the middle, the snake, the stabbed in the back, and that karmic connection. But that love, that unconditional love, they're trying to learn from the past and wanting to make the right choice now is what I'm hearing. Wanting to rebuild, even though this is my 50-50, I'm really, the first thing that came to my mind was rebuild. Alrighty. So before I even get into it, I just want to confirm first your guys' connection currently, how your connection is currently with your person, you know, just to make sure that we have the right details. And then we'll keep on going to see what's going on with this person's energy. Alrighty. Hold on. I want to get these. This collective and this person, their connection currently. What is going on in their connection currently that this collective knows, so they cannot, you know, make it fit. I'm sorry. I just don't want anybody in a delulu state. All right, universe. All right. So we have damage. I feel like maybe this person is really we are both hurting from this. So I feel like there's acknowledgement from both sides. Escape. Wow. Oh my God. And both of my ears started ringing. So we have escape. This is I left when things got harder, neglected. I feel like this is more this person really, reflecting on what has happened here. We have chemistry, but space. Also, they could feel like if there was a breakup, they could feel very neglected now, and they're, not wanting a clearly confirmation with that, not dealing today with that conversation. There's something that they're needing, that space first, even though there is chemistry, even though there is love, even though, they're acknowledging the damage that was done here. I feel like this person is needing their space to be able to really process what has been going on in their life right now, and with their choices as well. It could be very, very confronting when you break up with a karmic and you're in that self-realization energy. It happened to me when I broke up with my karmic. It's like, you can no longer blame, and there's a moment where it's like, okay, I clearly enabled this, and you start really reflecting on your decisions. But I feel like this person, they're really in it right now. But let's get your connection. This collective connection with the person on their mind currently. There it is. Oh my God. Oh. Wow, a lot of green, a lot of healing. But the first one, devil energy, unhealthy patterns. They're going through negative karmic connections, confirmation to what I said before. Toxicity, energetic implants, codependency, physical or emotional abuse. They could be really going through emotional abuse. Also, it could have been that maybe, you guys are also reflecting on the emotional abuse that you felt in the connection. I feel this collective, maybe you're more getting also certain tests having to do with codependency, having to do with that need to know the outcome of what is going to happen and when it's going to happen. But then we have this 10 of Wands. This person is really overwhelmed. They're over the limit. There's a reason why they're not wanting to deal right now. You guys in your own way could be like really feeling like you're going through a 10 of Wands energy, that you could be overexhausted. You could be really in that energy that you're needing to lie down a lot. You could be going through an ascension period for some reason, I'm hearing. But you could feel like there's a lot of responsibilities over your shoulders right now. There's something having to do with your cycles as well that is closing out, even so. But then we have 7 of Coins. It's about a lack of growth. Maybe you guys, because maybe you haven't seen them in a while, you think that there's a lack of growth. There was a lack of effort. Confirmation to what I said before, that, this person, what I said, that they were not overly service to others, but they didn't know how to say no to others. But maybe, and as I said before, with this collective, you guys could have been like, oh, but they were never like that with me. And I'm like, it's different. I feel like maybe that's where that lack of effort is coming from. What I said before, do not make that part fit. But there's something that they're going over that's not worth the effort, or even you guys are going over that's not worth the effort. But I want to confirm. Hold on. Let's get one more for 7 of Coins. Yeah. This is holding back. There's a little bit of lack of faith here from both sides. This is a little bit impulsive as well. But there is a clarity of thought here. There's a focus. Let's get 2 more of the current connection between you guys and your person. But Hierophant energy. Beautiful. So this is about, thinking for yourself. Hierophant energy is very nice. This is about, really trying to do the right thing instead of doing the wrong thing, or kind of like really in that perspective of what is right and what is wrong in your values. This is also, again, about values and having faith, even though there is a little bit of a lack of faith, but also, this Fool in reverse, not wanting to rush it is what I'm feeling. With this lack of effort, or the regression or the stagnancy that maybe this person is feeling having to do with this connection, I feel like this person is maybe focusing on not wanting to rush it. They're going through that perception, wanting to learn from the past. Where this collective, you feel that there was a lack of effort. I feel like they're really, starting to focus on not wanting to put in the effort, but in the right way, and not doing it in an impulsive way. because they know that there's a lot of heavy burdens that they're going through, and there's a lot of negative energy that they're going through. So maybe they don't want to really put you in that energy first. There's still a little bit of uncertainty that they are going through. But then we have the Sun. This is about counting your blessings, trying to stay positive, working on the authentic self. It makes sense with what I said before, but trying to be optimistic, you know, masculine energy. This is also my marriage card. So maybe this person is focusing on, you know, really trying to heal so that they could come in with actual commitment. Devil. Yeah, it's why they were kept in the dark. High Priestess in reverse. And also you guys. Certain things are happening. It's not, but also you guys kept in the dark, you know. It's what Bree says always. It doesn't matter what is said in the rooms you're in, but what like really matters has to do with the rooms you're not in, and what is said in the rooms you're not in, what happens in the rooms you're not in. You know, those are the puzzle pieces that actually lead to the next thing. I don't know if I said it the right way, but I hope the right collective really understands that. But what I feel with this devil energy, you know, whatever they're needing to purge out, whatever unhealthy patterns they're needing to go through, having to do with negative karmic energies or energetic implants even, I feel like it's kind of like that kept in the dark because they were unveiled is what I feel. You know, they were missing information. They were suppressing their intuition because what were they doing? They were you know, they were repeating those patterns again, time and time again, but now it's not working anymore. It's like they can no longer be veiled. Certain secrets also, but they felt very disconnected. And even you guys, you know, certain unhealthy patterns that you guys have gone through that would make you feel disconnected. You know, maybe you've gone through a sobriety path right now. It's coming to my mind. Why am I hearing addictions? Maybe you've gone to a sobriety path, and maybe this person would, you know, suppress their emotions with substance abuse. And that would actually, you know, not help with their intuition, because of course if you're numb you can't really pay attention to your intuition. You're numb to every emotion and everything that your body is telling you. But by the way, you have the High Priestess and Hierophant energy, so I feel like this energy can be, you know, what you will both be embodying, that Hierophant and that High Priestess energy, but upright. But Hermit, it's activating their soul searching. It's activating their, you know, their own resolve, you know, internally. There's an enlightenment happening, having to do with this with them, I feel. Let's get one more. Yeah, it's activating a little bit of their weakness. There's low self-esteem. They could feel a little bit vulnerable right now. There's a reason why they're not wanting to deal with whatever they're not wanting to deal with right now. That conversation that maybe they want to have with you. But I feel like if they feel inadequate, there's a lot of self-doubt happening because the devil is like, that devil energy is really over them right now. 10 of Wands. What is this overload? Controlling issues. So this is about loose cannon energy. They feel very overwhelmed, having to do with their controlling issues. Also, that could be part of that unhealthy pattern that they're going through. Like King of Swords, and very trapped in the mind over the action that they want to put in. 7 of Coins. So a year or more, maybe it's been a year or more. And again, what did I say with the cycles? But tying up loose ends, validating feelings, hibernation, and winter energy. This is whatever has been in hibernation has had to do with that lack of effort, because maybe it was from impulse instead of, you know, grounding and building that foundation the right way. There was this stagnation. I believe that maybe for over a year, you know, of this connection, because it was still not ready. They were still not in that Hierophant energy. They weren't in that Emperor energy. They weren't in something having to do with patience and this collective as well, because this Seven of Coins in reverse, like upright, is good things take time, which in reverse for me is kind of like that impatience energy. You know, it's not wanting to be patient and letting things come into fruition. There's a little bit of control wanting to there's a little bit of wanting to have control with the Seven of Coins in reverse. And again, that's where that Fool in reverse comes in, that impulsivity, because what you're wanting to control instead of letting everything flow. I do believe like both of you are going through certain patience tests right now, having to do with what you are controlling, and maybe that makes sense with how this person is wanting to be disciplined as well with certain things. There's something that they're needing to have control back in their life. Clearly how they were controlling in their life was not working, because they were controlling from an ego place instead of controlling from, you know, a direction place. Or for example, what I always say, out of your control, out of your mind, trying to control those thoughts, those thought patterns. Also, it's coming to my mind for a reason. But clearly there was a lacking a strategy. This person is wanting to strategize. Maybe they're wanting to make adjustments, yes, but there's certain things that they're needing to first take care of before even coming in. There's a reason why there's so much negative energy still in this connection right now. They're needing to heal. Hierophant. What is that Hierophant energy doing? Two of Cups, companionship, mutual feeling. Both of you do have mutual feelings. I feel like there's still a lot of things that, or maybe even a little things that you guys need to work on yourselves with. It has nothing to do with this connection. It has to do with yourselves mostly, is what I'm feeling here. But also Hierophant is that, you know, that leader energy. He reminds me a little bit of that, but more in a spiritual kind of way. He reminds me of that King of Wands, you know, he gets things done. He's very assertive. He's very loyal to also his own beliefs and his values, is what I feel. But Two of Cups under this Hierophant is beautiful. And Eight of Wands, one of my fast moving cards. This is about gaining momentum, swift progress, alignment, communication, things taking off, air travel. You guys could be traveling, or this person could be traveling. But Sun energy, I feel like the biggest thing for this collective, you could be getting a lot of signs having to do with staying positive, and this person even as well. Sun, from the out of the having no ideas, or from that self-limiting belief. You're trying to keep a positive mindset. This person as well is trying to keep a positive mindset. You know, whenever you get, you know, certain pessimistic ideas or certain, you know, negative energy in your mind, you know, that trapped in the mind over that communication, I feel like this person maybe, you know, starts to really focus on that gratitude. And even you guys starts to, instead of focusing on the lack, starting to focus on what you do have. But also this is about redirecting your energy and also finding a new path. Page of Wands in reverse, it's sometimes it can be a negative energy, but it's good with this Sun, because again, as I said before, I feel like it's you both are trying to stay positive even through all of this hurdle, even through all of this negativity, even through all of this dense energy. Don't make that fit. But yeah, literally under my deck, the Five of Wands in reverse, harmony restored, harmony situations resolved, finding common ground by keeping a positive mindset, by focusing on yourself and focusing on, you know, your values and having faith. But finding common ground, cooperation, and solutions. This is nice. I do believe that there is a big shift happening with this connection, but there's a lot of baggage that this person has right now, I feel. More so with this other person. I'm seeing that card. I think it was my Intuit Tarot deck, the one that says I have a lot of, or is it my Love Pop? I have a lot of turbulence and I don't want to put you in the middle of it, or something like that. I can't remember. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Okay, so I want to see how this person is genuinely feeling towards you. Then I want to get a higher perspective with these. And literally, there are messages being exchanged through music and movies. Listen carefully and trust what you hear. Maybe you're getting a lot of messages having to do with this person. But I'm giving literally what I was saying. That karmic energy. I've been giving my power away to people in my life. I'm learning to set boundaries. Clearly this person was needing to set boundaries. How you guys needed to. They have to go through the same thing with you guys. Certain mother wounds maybe. All right. How is the person on this collective's mind? Genuinely feeling towards this collective. Genuinely feeling towards this collective. It's a little bit of confusion. Whoa. Oh, wow. All right, so we have religion. So you could be a very spiritual person. So I feel like, and I'm seeing that whenever this religion comes out, I'm not seeing it as something that is, you know, negative. I'm seeing it as something that maybe your dedication. There's a reason why they're wanting to dedicate themselves with what they want. And confirmation, music is very important for this collective. Do not make that fit. You could have those like different playlists that you guys shared, or certain songs that whenever you hear that song, it's this person. Certain secrets. We'll see what these secrets are, but there's a reason why this is being held off yet still. But you guys got mission and married. They see this as, you know, part of, and also a mission. Maybe they're seeing it as a mission, you know, to come into that fruition, but they're still a little bit confused right now. They're still in their emotions, in their feels. But with this married and this mission, I feel like maybe, you know, they know that part of their mission is to be married to you, is to be connected to you eternally. Speaking of it, literally eternity. All right, religion. What is this religion? Karmic relationship, karmic connection. So maybe they're starting to see that the spirituality aspect of it, you know, understanding. I want one more for that. Hold on. I was seeing that as that realization. Literally, depth of emotion and clearing and healing. I feel like finally they're paying attention to their emotion. They're paying attention to the red flags, the intuition card, that fire sign. I feel like maybe this person could be that fire sign, but they're paying attention to their emotion. They're clearing and healing out that karma through their spirituality, through their belief, through their, you know, maybe there's something that you even said. We'll see if that psychic abilities comes out, but there's something that maybe you said that actually kind of like also helps with whatever this other person said that is making them reflect on their actions or on, you know, something having to do with you. But I do feel like there's something having to do with this person and their belief in the spiritual journey and what they're needing and how they're needing to, you know, release and also how they're needing to pay attention to their body, that intuition. The red flags that you ignore will come and bite you later. I feel like that's what that religion is with that karmic connection. They're needing to clear that emotion. They're needing to clear this karmic connection to be able to come in the right way. Even though they know that it's guided, that religion, that it's guided, they need to go through that acceptance. Music, that everything happens for a reason. That's what I mean. Sign. You guys, this collective, you guys have something with music that you feel that there is this unconditional love. Every time there's something that, and there's that you inspire me. Every time there's a song that comes up where this person or you guys, you know, it reminds you of this person, you know, there's this love that fills your heart, you know. It's kind of like that way that it could be, you know, you both could feel like it's that connection that you have with each other without even speaking to each other. Don't make that fit. Secrets. Music isn't just, you know, sharing a playlist. It's literally having moments with music. And I'm seeing, you know, like literally going through the lyrics with the person. And why am I hearing Don't Stop Believing? That could be one of the songs that you guys share. Wow. So hot and cold. So you have hot and cold and Merkaba under the secrets. I feel like, so even though they are hot and cold with having to do with the secrets, maybe having, again, there's a reason why they are avoiding a conversation. There's something that has to do with their illumination, their Merkaba energy, their, you know, connection with spirit right now. I feel like, and if they're in Hierophant energy, they're in, you know, right from wrong. There's something that clearly they know that they need to express having to do with these secrets, that they cannot lie to you. And I feel like this person, even if they wanted to, they can't lie to you anymore with it. For some reason, it's coming to my mind. So maybe that's why they're avoiding that conversation, because they know that as soon as they see you, they're going to blur it out. But there's something having to do with their hot and cold nature, their undecisiveness that is being moved with their Merkaba energy. It's being healed. Confusion. Expecting, like their expectation is what I'm seeing with that. But Archangel Raphael, they just need to heal their expectation. And also it could be that you're pregnant, but maybe they think that you're pregnant. But also I'm seeing that as, you know, maybe you spoke about you wanting to have a family with this person, or that you wanted to have kids with this person. Even this person could have said that they wanted to have kids with you. But I'm seeing more of that as that expectation. They're healing out that expectation, because that's what's putting them into that confusion energy, because they're not, you know, just letting everything flow. They're wanting to control confirmation to what I said before, part of their blocks, what we saw in tarot and your guys's as well. They're still wanting to control, you know, the outside, instead of just releasing it and letting it be and let it come into fruition in divine timing. Which means there's still a little bit of healing needed. Married. All right, let's get married. Incoming communication. They're part of their mission. I feel like this is what they're wanting to express, but they're not ready yet. There's like, the emotion is here. Every time they see the signs, they feel the same unconditional love. It's literally that love energy with the snake and, you know, that karmic connection. You know, it's that's what their perspective is changing on. Every time they hear something having to do with you, their emotion, you know, it's something that it illuminates and it actually brings warmth, I feel, for this person. But because of their actions, because of certain things that they did, because of their decisions, they're going through that reflection. They're wanting to come in with honesty. Let's get that. Hold on. They're wanting to come in with honesty, or if they're wanting to, you know, have this communication with you, I feel like they're wanting to have it in a more grounded state, because they still have a lot of turbulence around them. You know, there's still things that they need to clear out emotionally with this karmic. There's still certain things that they're needing to clear out having to do with these secrets. There's still certain things that they're needing to release having to do with expectations and heal out, because they're still in that confusion energy. Even though they don't want to run anymore, they want to transcend that obstacle. I feel like, which is a good thing. This person is really taking their healing seriously, is what I feel with this. All right, let's get their emotions towards this collective, their current emotions. They're still in denial. Still a little bit of fear tied to it. But there it is. They're trying to be disciplined with their mind, confirmation. Knowing that they can accomplish whatever they set their mind to. They're trying to have empathy towards themselves, but towards yourself. All right. Get their emotion. I think that was love. Oh, this is beautiful. They're trying to surrender, trying to release that control. Amazing. So a little bit of guilt here, because it's that regret, and it's that, you know, why didn't I choose sooner? And with that music and that unconditional love, what I said before with that snake energy, I feel like that's what they're, you know, really comparing to. Every time I hear about this person, you know, this karmic connection, I feel heavy. Every time I hear about this person, I feel light. Even though I have an overflow and depth of emotion towards this person, I feel more at peace with this person than with this person. You know what I mean? Which means still, if they're needing to, you know, balance themselves out with external connections, there's still some internally internal healing that they're needing. There's still some balance that they're needing within, because no one should complete someone else. We should be the ones to complete ourselves. There's a reason why they're being activated to set boundaries as well. To, really say no and put themselves first. Just like you guys did. Denial. Let's confirm denial. I feel like growth or acceptance. So, it's because they feel unworthy. The denial has to do with them not feeling like they can, be on your level. Again, self-worth energy. That's why. They're not seeing it as they complete themselves. They're seeing it as you complete them. You know what I mean? It's not that the love isn't here. I feel like this reading is more for this collective to stay positive and to keep the faith that it's coming. I feel it's coming. It's not far away. Look at these emotions and look at how logical, in the sense of what they're needing to. This person knows that they need to heal before they come in towards you. There's a reason why they're holding off. They're avoiding that conversation still. Discipline and courage. This is beautiful. Literally empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I feel like this collective, you're also doing so. There's a reason why I said it. And also, what did I say before? How they're seeing both sides of the situation, having to do with, this person and you guys. What has been done here. Empathy. Oh, instead of being jealous. That's good. So they're removing envy. They're focusing on their own happiness, but also they do see you as your happiness, as their happiness. But again, they need to see themselves as their happiness. Maybe there was someone who was very jealous about your energy, someone who was very, and if they're a fire sign, or an earth sign, those are very, not possessive, but very territorial kind of energies. I feel like earth signs could be very, earth sign could be a little bit controlling, but fire signs with that passion, that jealousy does come over them, because it's like, it's kind of, for some reason I see fire signs as very alpha energy. Some earth signs maybe, maybe Taurus in masculine energy, alphas, but I see more as, the fire signs that, that ignition, that alpha, that, that overprotective. I'm seeing it more as for fire signs. It's coming to my mind, but this is beautiful. This is very nice. I feel like this is something that maybe they've been really struggling to heal with as well. It's coming to my mind. For that to be the first thing, that I feel it's something that they finally, and they don't even know it, I feel. There's a reason why they still have that confusion and with the secrets, there's something that has to do with their leader energy that still, is kind of like, I shouldn't. But I feel it has to do with maybe what they worked through with that jealousy. That I'm seeing my 10 of Wands with this. This is something that burdened them a lot. I want one more for envy. Hold on. Yeah, because they blamed. So it was jealousy and blame. Oh, because maybe they were someone in the past who were... maybe you were someone who was actually very... vibrant and very, your outfits would be very over the top, because you always loved that, and that was actually something that they really loved about you, but also it was a very burdensome, because maybe you got a lot of eyes, you attracted a lot of people looking into you also, attracted a lot of attention, and maybe this person couldn't deal with that. Coming to my mind for a reason. Maybe they blamed you for their envy, their jealousy, because of how you presented out to the world, instead of seeing it, oh no, it was actually something that I had to work through. I have to have empathy towards myself. And instead of blaming that other person, take responsibility for my own well-being and my own actions and my own feelings. Why am I feeling this way? Why is this creating jealousy within me? Why is this creating, this block energy within me, if it's something that this person is doing? That's the reason why it's coming to my mind. I don't think this person, that you guys know about this, but I feel like that's Oh, so surrendering. They're growing by surrendering fear. By surrendering fear, this is absolutely beautiful. So under surrendering their fear, this is about realizing that they are testing their resolve to live in the energy of love, and confirmation with that black deck, that unconditional love energy over the snake. And, you know, instead of, there's a reason they're wanting to release all the negativity, even, you know, the negativity with this karmic energy. They're wanting to release anything that's negative. So what is it doing? It's expanding their consciousness and growing. It's that sun energy, trying to keep a positive mindset even through the hurdles. Understanding that someone is in their life for a reason. That karmic connection could have been in their life for a reason, having to do with their growth. And I believe that. Last one. And also you guys. Last one. How this person is feeling. But imagination. I feel like this person has a very vivid imagination. But your service is what's helping them. I always see that with you guys. Embracing and nourishing the creative aspect of their mind. But also I'm seeing that as, you know, what's it called? Those, a lot of purple and a lot of yellow, like solar plexus and crown chakra energy is what I'm feeling here. What's it called? It got out of my mind. It got out of my mind. All right. Hold on. Let's get higher perspective. Higher perspective. And then we'll get some surrender cards for them. And then I'll pick up a little bit on you guys and see, and we'll get their intentions and get dice to see what's coming for this connection. Because I'm feeling a shift. All right, higher perspective. All right, let's get higher perspective. Communication, the first one. We'll do three. So we have 7, 8, and 1. But communication and growth, literally the 3 ones. So 7th of the 8th, 8th of the 7th, 18th of the 7th, 17th of the 8th. I'll contact you when I'm able to. Confirmation. This person wants to contact you, but there's still a lot of baggage in their life right now. Right now, my life is too complicated to bring you into it, but know that I do want to talk to you. Confirmation. This was the card I was looking for. This was what I was hearing. It was like they want to communicate, but they understand that they still have a lot of baggage. They're still in that Fool not even in that Fool in reverse, because I don't feel like this person is wanting to be impulsive. I feel like they're fighting their impulsivity right now, fighting that need to control everything and trying to really focus on themselves. But growth, I'm conflicted whether I have what it takes to be your partner. That's self-worth. Confirmation. I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 3D. Again, self-worth. I'm afraid I could lose myself in this relationship because why? They're still working on boundaries. If this is someone who would always say yes to someone, to you guys, they would always say yes if they do start something right now. So what would they be doing? They would be blocking themselves. They would be putting you first. They would be putting you in a pedestal. They wouldn't be acting through their own self-love. They would be acting, and you know, the thing is that when it can work for a small period of time, but it will start activating certain resentment because of the guilt that they feel towards you guys, even though they're working on that empathy towards themselves and you guys as well. It could happen that maybe they're over empathetic towards you guys, so they're overindulging you guys instead of, you know, putting that barrier and saying, no, I don't want to do this now. You know what I mean? Instead of putting themselves first and, you know, focusing on what they need to focus on right now. More if there was a lot of time here. So just be patient. They need to grow as you guys needed to grow. Communication. Another 7, 8, 9. Wow. I'd long ago shut down those parts of me that wanted love, romance, and intimacy, but you make me long for those things again. Confirmation. That music and that unconditional love. All growth. Another romantic message. 4. 8th of the 4th, 4th of the 8th. I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fears so I can come back to you. This is about, you know, conflicted of whether they're ready to be your partner or not. So there's still a lot of thinking about you instead of thinking of themselves. You know what I mean? And if I'm not mistaken, isn't today... No, today's the 7th, right? Is today the 7th? I think today's the 7th. So 8th, something could happen tomorrow. Why am I hearing that? Wow, so 2 came out. So under the needing to be strong and who they are before merging, expand your concept of what a twin flame is. It's more than romance. It's a deeper soul activation to heal in order to embody love and light. Confirmation to what I said before. 14th of the 2nd could be an important date, but I'm trying to leave my so they're trying to they're again, confirmation with that surrender to, they're surrendering to their activation. They're surrendering to what they need to do instead of wanting to control. They're trying to leave their comfort zone with this issue. Maybe the control issues is something that, again, it is part of that comfort zone. Part of our traumatic part of our trauma, what it does so that we protect ourselves by controlling the situations around us, we feel a sense of comfort and we feel a sense of safety because in the past, maybe they were lacking that control or they were lacking that safety when they were a child. There's a reason why I'm saying this. 12th of the 4th as well could be important. 44, you could be seeing a lot. 44, divine masculine energy. And I do believe that they're starting to build up their divine masculine energy instead of being in that wounded masculine or even that wounded feminine wanting to chase. This person needs to go through that transition of being in that alpha energy, of being in that provider, protector, and being in that, you know, self-worth as well, and seeing themselves as alpha energy and you guys seeing yourselves as that omega energy. You know what I mean? Just trust. They're healing. This will be happening soon, but they're healing. And you know what? I feel, and I'm getting chills right now. I feel that this person is really trying to heal themselves to be able to come in a harmonious, you know, that harmony restored, that 5 of Wands in reverse. They're trying to you know, gain that harmony within so it could be a harmonious thing for both of you guys. So just see it, don't see it as a delay. See it as we still have to work through certain things before this comes into fruition. There's still some things that we need to iron out, some details that we need to iron out. And then this will happen when it's supposed to. This should be something you should be focusing on, you know, sending them love and light through the astrals, through, you know, the 5D, 6D, how many Ds we do have, to help them heal. Not for you guys to come into fruition, into the connection, but for, you know, and living in that unconditional love towards others, you know. I always say this, my biggest dream or my biggest vision is for everyone to be in, you know, that healed energy. As long as I can, like, affect one person, I am more than happy. Affect one person into helping them heal or helping them see what they need to heal for so they can grow and they can evolve through that. That in itself for me is just pure bliss. If it were up to me and if I could do this, I would just do this and have everyone being healed and, you know, just living their best lives, but it doesn't work that way. Patterns. Again, another something having to do with their self-appreciation, their self-worth. I feel like I don't deserve your love. Why? Because they're still going through that negative energy, the denial. What have I done also? I'm worried you'll leave me when you see who I really am. So again, they're still needing to work through self-worth. An alpha cannot be thinking this way. A protector cannot be thinking that way because it will hinder your connection as well. Just trust. Let it flow. Let it happen in divine timing. All right, let's get their true intention. True intention towards this collective. Capricorn. So earth sign is significant. Scorpio, 89. You could be born in 89. They could be born in 89. And divine feminine, they need to have more empathy towards themselves. Compassion. Beautiful. So Capricorn. So we have Capricorn energy, that earth sign that we had before, but also the energy. Number 91. I was too focused on my career and my goals. I took you for granted and expected you to wait for me. Unfortunately, you knew you'll be waiting forever. I'm sorry I never put you first. They're going through regret. They're going through certain emotions that are heavy right now. So what are they going to do? They're going to overindulge in you, and then they're going to start resenting you, sign, because they're doing something that they actually don't want to do, or that they feel the need that they have to do because they feel indebted to you, instead of, being able to just enjoy. Scorpio energy, 89. Year 91 could be a year you were born or they were born. 89, year you were born or they were born. I'm sorry for accusing you of things you didn't even do. That jealousy, that empathy, that deviation of what I said about that, your guys' glow or your guys' outfit or whatever it had to do with their jealousy. That was a big detail. Do not make that fit. I'm so used to people hurting me. I assumed you were just trying to hurt me too. I should have treated you better. And then divine feminine energy, number 39. I'm working on my divine feminine side. I know I need to be more nurturing, understanding, and compassionate towards myself and others. I want to be more soft and loving, especially towards you. They're working on their healing. Nice. Capricorn. Odious opinions. So in their focus in their career and their goals, also one of the focus that they did have had to do with the opinions of others. Confirmation. So what I said before, what they're needing to release themselves from, it's a burden for them because it's listening. Confirmation. I was too foolish to believe the opinions of others. I should have trusted my heart more than what others thought about our connection. Please forgive me for doubting our connection. Scorpio. Fulfilled. So this is a sorry of accusing you for things you didn't even do. Number 45. This is number 15 also. Devil energy, by the way. Sign. Pattern. Instead of putting themselves first and thinking about believing in their own truth, that Hierophant energy, thinking for themselves, they were focused on what other people said. When I'm with you, I feel complete. I feel as if I won the best prize of all. Literally what I said before. I feel like this person, whenever they think of you, they think fulfillment. They think, total emotional overhaul, but in a good way. When they think about this other person, this karmic, there's a reason why I'm making that comparison. This other person, they feel like they feel heavy. And it's making them reflect, why did I listen to other people? Why did I focus so much on other things instead of focusing on this person? Why did I focus on, what other people wanted me to do instead of doing it myself? It's the reason why I'm saying everything. I feel as if I won the best prize of all. You're exactly what I need and what I want in my life. Why did I treat you so wrong if you are exactly what I need and want in my life? They're rethinking a lot of their decisions. Divine Feminine. There's a reason why Divine Feminine came out. They're wanting to evolve from that. So instead of feeling petty for themselves or feeling, that overwhelmed energy for themselves, they're needing to have empathy towards themselves and understand that, it was coming out. It was coming from the ego. They just need to release it. Feminine energy, Divine Feminine. I also see that they see you as Divine Feminine energy. Wordless. Again, confirmation why they are still not wanting to talk. There is so much for me to tell you, but I am unable to express myself in a rational way, so I'd rather keep quiet. Not to add fuel to the fire. They're wanting to come in balanced, is what I feel. But winter, there could be not. This is 98. But there could have been a memory with this person having from December 22nd to February 6th, and for February 7th to March 19th, which they are currently reflecting on as well. Last one. True, genuine intentions. Okay, our last two. That was it. The denial of the connection. Number 34. I realize there's something between us, but I did not have the capacity or the time to understand it. Everything was too much, too soon, and I have other things. Sign. Hold on. Sorry for that. But too much too soon, and I had other things I needed to deal with. I will say I have other things I need to deal with now, because I do believe that there's certain things that they need to iron out, as I said before. But free will, confirmation, they're one, again, they're solar plexus energy, willpower. So before they were denying that connection, there's a reason why now they're wanting to be able to make their own decisions. Confirmation, the odious opinions. Don't make that fit. You should know about this. But I want to be able to make my own decisions and not feel bounded by our connection nor the opinions of others. Confirmation to what I said before. They're needing to go through the boundaries. They're needing to go through them being able to make a decision and not feel guilty for it, because maybe they don't want to do a certain thing, or maybe because they said yes to something, they actually have to do it and they really don't want to do it. You know what I mean? There's something having to do with their free will and their, maybe they were very confined in this other connection as well, which is making them reflect. Don't make that fit. And not feel bounded for recognition or opinions of others. I'm not ready to commit, and I'm sure of what the future holds, but they're wanting to have free will. They're wanting to be able to decide for themselves. Not have their patterns decide for them, not have their ego decide for them, not have the opinions of others decide for them, not have that guilt-ridden energy decide for them, but for them, because they want to do it. I do not, that's self-worth right there. All right. That's not bad. All righty. Let's get you guys. How is this collective genuinely feeling towards a person on their mind? So there could be physical or emotional distance. Oh, it's temptation, but wounded feminine. Inner child healing. So we have distance, wounded feminine, inner child healing, temptation. So you could be getting a lot of temptations right now, but there's a reason for that. The pool is being activated for both of you to see if you're... So you guys, this collective, you feel like there is emotional or physical distance. I was hearing the emotional, but there could be physical distance with you guys. You feel this person could be in a wounded feminine energy, but also you could be reflecting on how you were in a wounded feminine energy. I really hope not. There's a reason why I said before, though, that positivity, you guys in that sun, I feel like you guys are trying to keep a positive mindset, but I do feel a lot of heavy energy here. You do understand that they need to go through inner child healing as you have to go through inner child healing. There could be certain temptations that are really being activated right now to see if you yourself are under review period. So the universe is going to send you that magnetic pull to see if you're giving into it or if you're just releasing it with love and light and just, not giving into it. And there could be an age gap here. You guys could be, significantly different in age. All right, distance, but clearly you're going over the distance. Telepathy. You could feel like maybe that something is happening having to do with that emotional distance. Or even, and why am I seeing Central America? Maybe you guys are from Central America, or you guys are kind of from Central to the down. I really never saw that. Get one more for telepathy and distance. Seeing closing in the distance, there it is. But passion and the dark night of the soul. So you guys feel there's something happening here that's igniting this passion, this temptation. Don't make that fit. You know that part of that distance is also because there's certain things that they're needing to heal out as well. You intuitively feel it, but you feel the passion, you feel the chemistry as temptation. You're not wanting to give into it. Don't make that fit. Twin flames. All right, let's confirm wounded feminine. Dreams. So you could be getting a lot of dreams having to do with, you know, why am I seeing like those, what's it called? It's those dreams that, it's reminding me of those dreams that I would talk about in my other collectives, like you going through certain situations that you've never lived in the 3D aspect, like in this, you know, when you're awake, situations you've never lived in the 3D, but actually keep you in very wounded feminine energy, in the sense of maybe you were chasing in the dream, or you were, you know, really focused on the hurt and the pain in the dream, or you were in that, you know, you weren't really speaking your mind, you weren't putting up those boundaries, you weren't in that divine feminine energy, is what I'm feeling. Could have actually woken up crying from a dream. It's coming to my mind, but I'm seeing this as, I feel like you're clearing out through your dreams a lot of wounded feminine energy. And it makes sense because you guys, they are going through a clearing and healing out of karma as well. Let's get one more for dreams. Yeah. The chasing energy. There's something having to do with your chasing energy that you're clearing out in your dreams, is what I feel. As I was saying it, I was seeing that card. I feel like that's what you're clearing out. Inner child healing. It's part of your thread. And it's bringing your thread even closer by healing this inner child's energy. Your divine masculine sign. Temptation. Divinely protected. So you know, this collective, you know that the temptation you're feeling now is part of the pull and you're not giving into it. Do not make that part fit. Do not. If you are, you know, if you had this rush of emotion or intensity to want to write to this person, or to want to see this person, or to want to, you know, whatever, or even, you know, with this person, and you contacted them and you had this moment with them, this is not your reading. This collective, this specific collective, right collective, you guys know that whatever temptation is being illuminated right now with this person, it is divinely protected, divinely guided to see if you finally remove that layer. So it means that this collective, you know that you're under review yourselves, not only this person. Don't make that fit. You both see that that there is union about to happen, but not yet. Age gap. Maybe this was part of the odious opinions. Archangel Raphael is something that I needed to heal. And also the emotional maturity. You guys got changed, transforming. Beautiful. It had to be healed, the emotional maturity. One more. What names? You guys are getting a lot of signs and synchronicities about this person. Even this person about you guys. But there's that surprise call. You guys can feel it. Sign. Let's get one last one of how you're genuinely feeling. But that's the activation of what you need to heal. That inner child healing had to do with that abandonment. That's part of your thread. To be able to come into fruition, this abandonment needs to be released finally. You were awakened again. And they were. All right. Let's get your I want to get your current emotion of how you're feeling currently, not only with this person, but like overall. I want to get your overall emotion currently. This person's, there's that denial. There's something that you're denying. So the first one being denial, I'm kind of feeling that as maybe what you're absorbing from this person. And there's a reason also why I have been speaking about, you know, you guys, you're needing to both heal, to have patience, to believe in divine timing, to trust in divine timing, to believe in your journey, because both of you are in this energy. Both of you are going through that denial. You're needing to remove that denial. How is this collective emotionally feeling currently? Trust. That's good though. And self-esteem, working on yourselves. But abundant, beautiful. So even whatever negative energy that you're feeling, it's this person. Because they're purging, because they're going through that dark night of the soul. Remember, you're telepathically feeling them. Focus on your abundance. Focus on that sun energy. Trust. Everything happens in divine timing. And focus on your self-esteem, your self-indulgence. Focus on the benefits that help heal others and yourself. Confirm denial. Regret. And I feel this is this person. Literally. I feel this is what you're absorbing from them through the challenges. They're going through the denial and regret through the challenges that you both had. Let's get one more for regret. For this collective, maybe you should start focusing on this is happening for a reason. Everyone and everything that happens in my life, it's for a reason. It's to remove this energy. It's to be kept in this energy of abundance. Focus on your health. What is healthy for you? All right, let's get abundance. From envy. So instead of, maybe you were a person in the past who and it's so funny because I think, what did they get? Oh, they got empathy. So they were activated through empathy with their envy, with their jealousy issues. Sign. You guys are activated through your abundance. It activated your abundance. It activated you seeing yourself as that abundance that you wanted. Instead of being jealous of others, instead of maybe you were someone in the past who would really think, oh, why does this person have a boyfriend? Why does this person have a girlfriend? When will I have this? Sign, another sign. But instead of focusing on that loss, focusing on what you do have, that sun energy, what are you doing? You're attracting even more sun. Trust. Beautiful. So by trusting, you are free of the failure. Freedom from feeling the failure. By trusting, and that everything happens in divine timing, that this will come into fruition when it's supposed to come into fruition, and trusting that this will free you. It will not fail again. But there's certain things that you need to work on so that it doesn't fail again. You need to both be in your freedom energy. Both of you, and not be tied to anything that is not healthy for you and that does not serve you. Like this person, the boundaries, having to put the boundaries, releasing those control issues, not saying yes to everybody and knowing how to say no to someone. Their free will, literally, your free will. Self-esteem. And it's so crazy because confirming self-esteem, what came out? Worry. Exactly what this person is going through as well. Worried that they will not be enough for you. Worried that they will, disappoint you. Worried, whatever has to do with their worry and their self-esteem and their self-worth. There's something having to do with your worry, your self-esteem, and your self-worth that you're not seeing, that you need to work on as well. There's a reason why this isn't coming into alignment yet. There's certain things that need to be, again, for the 100th time, need to be ironed out before this comes into fruition. Just trust. Trust and have faith. What I do feel is you're both on the right track with that healing. You're both on the right track, and you're you're changing the outcome because you're not wanting to repeat. You're wanting to learn from the past. Sign. Okay, let's get you some surrender cards. What does this collective need to surrender to? Surrender negative thinking. Confirmation. I feel like you are, but there's still a little bit needed. But you have control over your thoughts, as literally what I said before. Control what you can. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard times and the easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Surrender to divine timing. Confirmation. I do feel like the wheel is at play though. Surrendering to what is. You are in separation right now. You are not coming into alignment because you need to heal, both of you. It's not that it's not there. It means surrendering to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. The reason why this hasn't come into fruition yet, you guys need to heal. There's certain things you guys need to release. Last one. Surrendering your attachments to results. And I feel like this is something that both of you have to work through as well. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And also, you know, that's also kind of like tied to manipulation. You know, your intuition, your body will tell you when it's the time. Surrender to silence for now. This person is surrendering to silence. This person is actually choosing silence first because they don't want to overwhelm. Because they themselves feel overwhelmed. Just trust. As I said, it's not that it's not here. Just not the right time yet. Alrighty. Let's get what's coming. Let me get these. Let's see. How far ahead does the universe want us? I was hearing days. So if 6 comes out, it will be weeks. And if not, it will be days. Weeks. Alrighty. Next 6 weeks for this collective and this person. Hold on. Let me think. What do I want to do? I want to get these first. Okay, so next 6 weeks, universal message for this collective. And all right, next 6 weeks for this connection, universal message. Whoa. So still not dealing. Still a lot of... Hold on. Oh, the love of God. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh. All right. So we have... I feel like this is going to be the theme for these 6 weeks. But heartbroken, deeply sad separation. They're still going through that separation. There's still a little bit of heartbreak. They're still not wanting to deal with certain things. Don't rush the process is what I'm hearing. But there is this lightning, this epiphany happening. This transformation. The passion is still there. Again, that temptation though, remember. Careful with that temptation. Don't be impulsive. One more. But the girl with the snake, someone fake empath. Feeling charmed, used, or enabled. Having to set certain boundaries. All right. Next 6 weeks for this connection. Universal message next 6 weeks for this connection. What is happening? Beautiful. The first one to be the laying down the burdens, 10 of Wands in reverse, which was actually your connection currently, is upright. So what are they needing to do? They're needing to readjust, release, reduce, getting their priorities straight. Prioritizing themselves. Whoa. You got a 10 of Cups upright. Wow. Harmony. Again, confirmation. Choosing your battles. So certain things, being defensive, retreat. Hold on. Let me get last 2 so I can really read this energy. All right. So overall, this is very good energy. But again, we're still needing to iron certain details. But we have laying down, there is, in the next 6 weeks, I do feel like there's something having to do with them finally readjusting and not focusing on that heartbreak anymore. Just really, instead of grieving and mourning, maybe seeing it as the lesson, but also getting their priorities straight of what they want. Again, that willpower that they're needing. You guys as well. We do have a 10 of Cups up here. This is about a storybook. I don't like to say it's storybook ending. I always say a storybook beginning. But this is about harmony. They're wanting to, ground this. They're wanting to, it's that validation of emotion. But peace, divine love, stability, fulfillment, they're really wanting to focus on the stability of, and also why they're not dealing right now, because they know that it is an unstable energy still, because they need to release certain burdens instead of having that that block. They're actually wanting to come in a harmonious way, as I said before, that Five of Wands in reverse. They do have the Nine of Wands. There is this I feel like it has to do with that surprise epiphany and transformation, an overwhelmed energy that they are going to feel with this Nine of Wands, having to do with a lack of control, or maybe being defensive or wanting to retreat. This is also about trying another approach. This is, it's kind of like that redirection of energy, but and also Sagittarius energy. A lot of wands here. So we have wands and air. Literally, all wands and one air. I want to see what they're wanting to try another approach with. I want one more for Nine of Wands. Confirmation, Two of Coins in reverse. This is about overcommitment. What I said before, this person does not know how to say no. They always say yes to other people instead of putting themselves first and putting that boundary and saying, no, I don't want to do this. No, I can't do this. So what do? They overcommit to everything, and then they're exhausted. Very out of control, overwhelmed confirmation. But they're needing to try another approach. But also with that trying another approach, I feel like it's them kind of like, it's the planning and execution, wanting to control still. So there's still a lot of control issues here. It's not the right time. A lot of disorganized, but there's certain poor choices that they're making, or they're going to be making in the next 6 weeks, because it's part of what they're needing to learn. So don't hold that against them. It could feel like maybe you need to be a little bit defensive because they're not putting in the effort that your expectation has been imprinted in your mind. But understand they are working through their own, and also it could be that this epiphany has to do with how they overcommit to other people, how the poor choices that they're having, because they're not really focused on their free will, but more focused on taking that action without, and not being patient. You know what I mean? Instead of having faith, they're wanting to control. Then we have Queen of Wands upright. This is a stylish trendsetter. And what did I say with you guys? But there is this courage, this confidence. But I feel like it's having to do with their passion. Again, Queen of Wands, fire, passion. Very sexy, strong, visionary. I do feel like they're wanting to lead. And even, I feel like maybe they see you as this right now. Very confident, very charming, very, again, they see. So a little bit intimidated by you right now. Because why? They're still needing to work on their love, their self-worth. There's still things that they're needing to reevaluate because there was misinformation. So still a clouded judgment here because they are not seeing through the veil of what they need to do towards themselves instead of others. Instead of overcommitting to others, they need to commit to themselves. They need to redirect that energy towards themselves. Whatever had blocked communication, also, whatever created the block of communication, I feel it has to do with this. It could be that maybe this person thought that you were that girl with a snake, that you were that fake empath, that fake narcissist. Maybe that's what they're wanting to communicate as well. There's a reason why the secrets, maybe part of the secrets has to do with what they thought of you in the past. And they're afraid that it's going to backlash onto them. I'll make that fit. I want one more for Ace of Swords. What is this Ace of Swords? Look, well, this is good. Five of Coins upright. This is about looking ahead, rebuilding the acceptance through the reevaluation. This is a turning point. This is a recovery. This is acceptance. It could be that maybe you guys, by hearing this, you finally understand why this person, I'm feeling like maybe there's a clarification conversation coming instead of, a reunion conversation coming. I feel like there's something that this person needs to get off their chest first. But positive changes by reevaluating, by redirecting, There's a looking ahead, out of the woods. All right. And also what I am seeing with this is, because this is so crazy, because literally like from so crazy what I'm seeing with this, because I literally see this as the logical side, what they literally need to do. They know that they need to release, readjust. They need to, release what no longer serves them so that this can happen. But in order for this to happen, they need to go through all of this energy. They need to go through that Nine of Wands to choose their battles, to start making the right decisions, to stop overcommitting, to actually, retreat when they need to retreat, to actually try other approaches, to not, whenever they're feeling overwhelmed, to release whatever is making them feel overwhelmed, or retreat instead of igniting that overwhelmed energy. They need to maybe focus and trust in their vision. They need to trust in their confidence and their courageousness, and the person that they really are, their voice. And that they need to reevaluate. They need to, unblock the communication and communicate in a better way. Redirect the communication sign. And it never comes out this way. It's so weird. But they need to accept. Literally. All right, let's confirm 10 of Wands. What are they laying the burdens down? With whatever is impulsive, whatever is reckless, whatever is restless, whatever they had a lack of faith with, they're releasing it. Whatever was holding them back, they are releasing it. They understand only fools rush in. Beautiful. 10 of Cups. Changing the outcome, regeneration of the relationship, making a comeback, reconciliation, repairing, moving on. How do I move on? By repairing it. How do I regenerate the relationship? By changing the outcome, not starting impulsively. Very nice. 9 of Wands. All right, so we have 5 of Cups confirming that choosing the battles, and that 2 of Coins in reverse, which is the planning and execution. I feel like their overcommitment. Again, they're focusing on the poor choices. They are very overwhelmed and very disorganized. That's why that disciplined energy is being illuminated. Their emotion is what is being illuminated for them. Wherever they're feeling out of control, where they're needing to retreat, has to do with the grief, the sadness, the unwelcoming change. I feel like this is something, these are the emotions that they're feeling currently, that they know that they need to release, that they know that overwhelms them, that they know that makes them overcommit because of the guilt, that guilt-ridden soul. But also the emotional baggage. They're needing to try another approach. It's not worth it either to have this emotional baggage. Again, there's a lot going on in their mind and with their emotion. Again, that air sign, that trapped over that mind, over the communication. I feel it's kind of like that 9 of Swords in reverse, that mental anguish. Let's get one more for 5 of Cups. But there it is, because they want the commitment. That's why. This feeling, this emotional baggage has to do with this reunion. So again, they're still emotionally tied to that outcome. That was so weird. I'm alone in my house right now, by the way, that my kids are at school and I'm alone. But I heard like someone walking on I have wooden floors in some of the rooms. And I heard like someone was walking like barefoot on one of the rooms. That was so strange. But going back to this. All right. So as I said before, this 9 of Wands and this 2 of Coins, of what they're needing to balance out, what they are needing to turn this to 2 of Coins in upright and balance out, is that expectation of the outcome. They still have grief. They still have an emotional baggage tied to how this is going to affect them emotionally. But they're wanting the celebration. They're wanting this party. They're wanting this, reunion. They're wanting this unity. The 4 of Wands. That's also my twinning card. Queen of Wands. What are they needing to be courageous about? Giving and receiving. They want to be able to give and receive. They want to have that courage and have that energy towards that. That's part of their vision. 3 of Coins. Beautiful. Doing it together. That's beautiful. But what do they need to do? They need to gain their courage. They need to gain their strength. They need to gain that energetic, that energetic powerhouse within themselves. They need to focus on their vision and trust in their vision. But this is about active listening as well. And there is that 6 of Coins in the bottom again. That giving and the receiving, the same. Ace of Swords. So the next 6 weeks are going to be a lot of lessons having to do with the self-worth and communication is what I'm feeling. Dedication to the craft. So by reevaluating, by redirecting, by releasing that clouded judgment, by thinking positive, by looking ahead, by rebuilding, accepting, recovering, turning point, detailed oriented, that's the self-employed energy. 8 of Coins is literally, this is about commitment. This person is very committed, both of you being very committed towards, that redirection, towards that reevaluation, towards looking ahead and the positive changes. There's a reason why this is happening now. You guys, it's kind of like building that foundation again. Literally. Let's get one last one. Next 6 weeks. Whoa, whoa. What? Wow. You have Ace of Coins, upright. This is about an offer. Flourishing, meeting someone new, but also stability, abundance, and potential. End of a chapter, world energy, and the Lovers. This is what you are. If this goes right, if you release that expectation, if you release that need to control, if you release, whatever is burdening you in this relationship, and this person does as well, but how can you do it in your own way? By sending them love and light. By not focusing on them so much, by focusing on yourself, by doing what is right for yourself. What are you doing? You're energetically projecting onto them so that they can do it for themselves as well. You're about to end a very big chapter and start a new one. Literally, new beginning having to do with Lovers energy. So you got the 4 of Wands, the Lovers, the World. I'm surprised you didn't get the Wheel of Fortune. You got the Fool even. And 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords. 10 completion on the way, and they're both in reverse, which is very good. 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords in reverse is very good. I love that. Just trust. But yeah, this person there's still some self-sacrificing. That's the overcommitment of the self-sacrificing. Instead of focusing on what they want to do, focusing on what everyone else wants them to do and not being able to say no. They need to release that. That's not something that works for this relationship either. There has to be a balance. Just trust. Trust. Next 6 weeks, pivotal moment for your connection. Pivotal. Rebuilding energy. Focus on that energy, the rebuilding energy. Alrighty. Whole reading resonated. Let's get these. Let's confirm that love reading. Oh, see, there's still codependency here. That's what needs to be released. Children. But focusing on your inner child healing is what I heard with that. But heart-to-heart conversation, for sure. It will happen. You just need to trust. It is safe to love. You just need to trust and, let this run its course naturally, not control it. Codependency. Addictions are affecting the romantic life. It could be, you deserve love. Addictive thought pattern, that negativity that they're going through as well. They deserve love as you deserve love. Children. Free yourself. Inner child healing. That's what but also children, Believe like a child does in that unicorn that you cannot see, but you just need to believe it exists. Literally, twin flame journey is the unicorn. Because you know it's like you can believe it's there, but because you never see that tangible evidence during the journey until that fruition comes in, you think it doesn't exist. That's what the unicorn is. It's believing, it's having that blind faith that this will happen when it's supposed to happen, even though you don't get that tangible evidence until later. Just believe. Believe like a child does. Heart-to-heart conversation. Express your love. Be vulnerable. Show your vulnerability. Release your ex. I feel like this is for them. Last one. Passion. A lot of passion about to happen. Last one. Give your relationship a chance. But in the right way, not to accept them with what they have. Giving it a chance in the right way by coming in harmoniously, by coming in, without controlling, by coming in with divine timing, letting divine timing take it, do its thing. All right. It's meant to be. Literally surrender to the divine on the bottom. I was going to confirm with these, and how funny. Meant to be surrendering to the divine. All right, let's confirm that full reading. Your hard work is paying off. Trust, Capricorn energy. And again, a fiery climax approaches, fire energy, Aries. And you are good enough, both of you, earth sign. So you got earth and fire. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo. You could have your moon in Virgo, I heard. Came to my mind. Your hard work is paying off. Whoa. But enchanted, under your hard work is paying off through your magic as well. You know what? Before I even confirm these, I was called to this deck. I haven't used this deck in a while. I want to see what the universe is wanting me to say to you with these. Literally balancing out your yin and yang. And confirmation, balance, stop. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. Confirmation. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Very nice. Angels. Don't make decisions based on... Stop it. I cannot make this up, guys. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. For it is only the being true to yourself that you can be true to others. What is this person needing to do? They're needing to work on being true to themselves instead of being that overcommitted person, that self-sacrificing person to others. They need, and literally confirmation, balancing that out. Confirmation. It's not that the love isn't here. It's just that it's not the right time. Trust, guys. You're almost there. I feel it. One more. These are so weird to shuffle, but they're so pretty. I love the artwork that they have. Whoa. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. That 5D connection. Focus on that. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Just trust. Manifesting miracles as we're saying it. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Trust your heart, not your mind. Your mind is that ego, remember. The reason why I wanted to get that. All right. Fiery climax approaches. Communicate. I do believe that having to do with communication is that fiery climax. It's not dumb. You know what I mean. You are good enough. And it's by believing that you are good enough, by believing in your self-worth, by focusing on your self-worth, what is this happening? It's activating new beginnings. It's that Ace of Pentacles energy. New moon. Be strong. Everything confirmed everything. It's Everything confirmed everything, guys. Just trust. For some reason I'm being called to get these. So we're going to get initials today. We have my 3, 2, 1 action. I did hear days. It could be that maybe they contact you in a couple of days, but we got the 3, 2, 1 action, even though the 3, 2, 1 action did not come out in the cards. But as you know, as I always say, write these down. Don't make these fit. Your full names should be here, both of you guys. And yeah, just write these down and your full name should be here. First, middle, last, first and last. You know what it is. All right. So we have ZRVMRYR. NII 1111 MGBP CAUIA RDQMK SUASCN AEOKCQ NDD VOHA WWPUD SWUPIJ PJYCZTJS HU. All right, SUORJGYPXOPOCRQXHUCGVC SKCTVNY OJ HYZVMWOUJTSWVOO 0000 completion, like a new cycle beginning. You could be seeing it like the 24 hours one if you have the 24-hour one, not the 12 p.m. one or 12 a.m. one. EMXMUTGOQD and Q. Oh wow, and P. And there's another one that that fell, that I shall get in a moment if I can find it. Oh, and Y. Y? Yeah, Y. Whoa, oh crap. I almost fall. I almost fall. Y. Important initials. Charmies. Trust in your intuition. Also healing energy. Amethyst is the healer energy. I'm hearing Aquarius. Every time I get my amethyst, I hear Aquarius. So it could be an Aquarius, and we did get air sign also. But healing energy. Your transformation, DNA upgrade. You're both upgrading through this. Masculine energy and also sun energy. Just trust. Positivity. Focus on that sun energy. Focus on your changes. Focus on putting a dedicated effort and action. So we have the locket. This is my open your heart one, but there could be, like, your initials could be L and V. But every time I see L and V, I feel love. So this is like, you know, the love isn't going anywhere. It's locked. It's not going anywhere. You just need to balance. Confirmation, balancing out your points, mind, body, and soul, the balance that needs to happen. The names, you guys could be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities about this person's name even, and even this person could be having a lot of signs and synchronicities about your name. Star energy, wish upon a star, when you wish upon a star. But Aquarius energy, and it's so funny that I said Aquarius before because the Aquarius sign came out. Where is it? Oh, it was here. The Aquarius sign came out. So Aquarius, I feel, is very important for this collective. You guys could be the Aquarius, or this person could be the Aquarius. But again, star energy, Aquarius energy. Believe, trust. All right, important dates, birthdays, angel numbers you might be seeing or need to look up. One by itself. 111, new beginning, sign. 22222 as also unexpected miracles. All right, so 67 angel number, 63 angel number, 64 angel number as well, and 64 is my favorite angel number, the creator of life sign. 1st of the 7th, 7th of the 1st, 1st of the 3rd, 3rd of the 1st, 31st of the 1st. Yeah, 31st of the 1st. 11th of the 2nd, 22nd of the 1st, 22nd of the 3rd, 22nd of the 7th. But 1313, surrender to the divine. But 13th of the 1st, 13th of the 6th, 13th of the 5th, 55, transformation, 5-5 portal, 5th of the 5th portal. 3rd of the 33, divine feminine energy as well. 3rd of the 3rd portal, but 10 completion on the way. 10th of the 1st, 10th of the 3rd, 10th of the 5th, 10th of the 6th, 6th of the 10th, 5th of the 10th, 1st of the 10th, 3rd of the 10th. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be posting another reading later today, promise. But yeah, I will see you all a little bit later. Bye, guys.